The bond that develops between Brandon and his rescue dogs endures for life. While visiting North Carolina on business, he checks in on the Kemp family and former Lucky Dog Scout.
Obviously, Scout has not forgotten him at all. He just took off like it was just yesterday.
So how's life been?
Pretty busy. You know, we're empty nesters, and Scout's our empty nester child.
He's always with me. You know, I work out of the house or unless I'm traveling, and he's beside me every day.
So answer me honestly, mommy's boy or daddy's boy?
Oh, daddy's boy.
My boy.
I remember before you got Scout, just a few months earlier, your Wheaton Terrier, Bentley, he passed. How has Scout been as far as filling that void?
Oh, he's definitely gets me choked up. I wish they'd met.
I remember when I had him at the ranch, he was still a puppy, he was young. He is not my little Scout anymore, and now he's a big boy.
He's a beautiful big boy.
Sorry guys, I'm actually expecting a text. So guys, I gotta run. My friend's ready for me. But I'm glad I stopped by. Scout looks like he's doing great. Scout, you wanna walk me out?
Yep.
Come on.
Come on.
The main reason for Brandon's visit to North Carolina is to meet up with Tyler Jeffries, an old friend and wounded warrior who lost both legs in Afghanistan.
On a patrol one day, about 7 months in, I was walking, leading the patrol, and I got hit by a command wire IED. After waking up in the hospital and finding myself with no legs, I was devastated.
Tyler is a guy that I trained a service dog for 7 years ago, and unfortunately that dog passed away last year because of a health condition. And when this happened, Tyler called me and asked me if I could train another dog for him. Now, typically I would rescue a dog myself, but Tyler called me up saying that he thinks he found the perfect dog. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop by there and meet the dog. If everything checks out, this dog might be coming back to California with me.
How's it going, man? Brandon's the best animal trainer in the world, in my eyes. He helped me in ways that no one else ever has. See a post thing?
This is it, huh?
Yep. Not a lot of people know that Apollo was the very first service dog Brandon actually trained. So Apollo meant a great deal to him as much as it did to me.
It's been a long time.
A very long time.
Lots changed for you. You're married now.
Happily married.
So listen, I'm sorry about Apollo. It was a tough call to get.
Probably the hardest thing I've ever had to do. It's been very tough at times because Apollo was my right hand. You know, he went every single place I went.
You flourished with that dog. Is it harder going out now without him?
Completely. He gave me really the self-confidence to go out in public. All the attention went off of me and directly onto him.
I recognize these.
Yeah, that's Apollo's first collar you put on him. I'd like for you to have that. And that's Apollo's first vest. You remember that one, right?
I remember.
The vest was actually my jacket from Afghanistan that I had cut up and made into a service dog vest.
Now, I assume you want the same things trained on this dog as you had on Apollo. The brace, the retrieves.
The bracing is a huge thing that I still need. And I would still like for him to pick up certain things.
Speaking of Echo, where is he?
He's out back.
Let's go meet him. Come on.
There he is.
Upon meeting Echo, Brandon makes it official and outfits him with a red training collar.
All right, come on. You and I have a long road ahead of us, buddy. Let's go for a drive.
Back in Los Angeles, Echo reports for duty and meets the rest of the pack.
All right, let him in. Go on, go play, make friends. Welcome to the Lucky Dog Ranch.
Like any new recruit, Echo will need a clean bill of health before he starts training, so Brandon schedules a physical exam.
Hey, Brandon, how you doing?
Dr. Garcia, how are you?
Good. So what do we have here?
We have Echo.
All right, and what's going on with Echo?
I just want to see if he has a clean bill of health. And just to let you know, my plan with this boy is to hopefully turn him into a physical assist service dog.
Okay, great. All right, well, let's check him out. We look in his mouth, make sure he's healthy. We'll look at his eyes and ears now. You hold his head straight right here. Good boy. Seems like a sweet little guy. Let's have a look in his ears. And let's have a look on this one. Okay, his ears look good.
Dr. Garcia continues Echo's exam, checking his heart, lungs, abdomen, and joints.
Him being a large breed, they suffer from elbow hip dysplasia, and they can also suffer from knee issues. So we'll check all that out and make sure it's okay. All right, he looks pretty good. He has a clean bill of health. So you said he's going to be trained to be a physical assist dog?
Yeah, because I train what's called the brace command, where we put a little pressure on the shoulders. I'd love to get his hips, shoulders, and elbows x-rayed to make sure that he'd be sound for the job.
Yeah, absolutely. The main joints are the shoulders, elbows, the knees, and the hips, and that'll make sure that he can withstand the load and be able to be a good working dog for whoever he's going to be an assist dog for. So we'll go ahead and take him to the treatment area, and I'll get those x-rays done.
Okay, great.
All right, x-rays went well. I'm gonna go over them with you, and you can see them from there. His hips look great. We always look to make sure that the head is in the joint, and it is, so that looks great. This is the knee joint, and everything looks good here. There's no swelling. The margins on the cartilage look nice. There's no arthritis on the patella. The shoulders look great. There's no lesions or arthritis. So Echo looks fantastic on physical exam, and due to him being a physical assist dog, I'm gonna recommend a joint supplement called Dasequin. It helps to support and maintain joint health and function. And I'm gonna give you Dasequin Advanced. Due to his size, he's gonna have one soft chew once a day.
Okay, great, but beyond that, good to start training?
Yeah, he's good to go.
Thanks, Dr. Garcia.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Appreciate
Take care.
Talk to your veterinarian before providing any health supplements to your pet. Coming up, a video chat reveals the true impact of Apollo's passing.
He gave Tyler a reason and confidence to go outside.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like they took the same breaths.
Apollo was a god among dogs. Not only was he the first service dog that Brandon ever trained, but he also gave purpose to a wounded warrior. Now, in the wake of his passing, Brandon sets out to train a new Dobie to take up the mantle.
Today I'll be doing an assessment of Echo and his knowledge of the 7 common commands, which are sit, stay, down, come, off, heel, and no. The first thing I asked him to do was sit.
Can you sit?
And he goes ahead and sits for me.
Look at you, you sit. Perfect. Do you lie down? You do, nice and slowly, I like it. Do you stay?
But like most young dogs, Echo shows inconsistency.
And no, you don't. Echo, come here. Come here. Nah, it's not a come. And we heel.
His heel wasn't half bad, but there's a ton of work to do in that department, given the fact that the person he's going to is not only on prosthetics, but will need a dog to be perfectly healed next to him when he walks.
While most assessments end with the common commands, in Echo's case, Brandon continues to observe his personality traits.
The one thing I've noticed about Dobies is they can be very jumpy, very reactive when they hear a loud bang. So I took a rattan stick and just randomly started hitting the wall.
Good. You don't spook. I like it.
From there, Brandon performs a temperament test.
What are we doing?
A lot of dogs don't like these movements and they react with their mouth. That is a bad recipe when it comes to a Doberman.
What if I do this? And what if I do this? And I do this, 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 and this. Go on.
He does not react at all. This is exactly what I want to see.
Pretty tolerant. I like it.
So he has everything that I like in a physical assist working dog. I think I see big things with this dog.
Encouraged by Echo's progress, Brandon checks in with Tyler and his wife, Lauren.
Look who I got, guys.
Oh, look at him.
We made it back safely, don't worry.
Awesome.
All right, go on. All right. So when I picked up Echo a few days ago, Lauren, you weren't there. What did you think of Apollo?
What he did for Tyler, it's amazing. Like, you really can't put it into words.
Forever mourn the loss of that dog. Because he wasn't just a dog. He gave Tyler a reason and confidence to go outside. And now he doesn't want to go out, doesn't want to be social.
He gave me purpose that I didn't know I needed.
Yeah.
I feel like they took the same breaths.
Well, I just wanted to tell you guys that everything's going fine here. I'm going to work my tail off to make sure that I train him the best I can, just like I did with Apollo. But at the end of the day, a lot of it is up to him.
It's very known that not all dogs can be service dogs, but I'm still very hopeful that he's going to pass all of his training and become, my next service dog.
So on that note, I obviously have a lot of training to do with him, so I'm going to get back to it.
All right, man. Take care.
Coming up,
We'll pick it up.
Echo picks up a new skill when Lucky Dog returns. Basic training is officially underway at Lucky Dog Ranch. Like his peers, Echo will first receive an education in the common commands. But because he'll eventually be assisting an injured veteran, Brandon takes a slightly different approach to some of the commands. Most notably, the heel.
The rule of thumb is even the best trained dogs have a bad day. If Echo had a bad moment and he happened to pull too hard, he could pull Tyler off his prosthetics onto the ground. There's a simple tool to prevent things like this from happening. The tool is known as the head halter. Watch, all we're gonna do is that. Instead of a regular collar, like it fits around the neck, it actually has an attachment that goes around the snout. When the dog pulls, it simply turns the head the opposite way.
Because the collar takes some getting used to, Brandon introduces it slowly.
I put it around his snout quickly and take it off. You snip it off. Perfect. And we put it back on. Good. Once he's comfortable with that, I simply pick up the leash. Now we start walking in the heel command. The same rules apply with a regular heel. I want to give him a treat when he's walking exactly my speed. There you go. Good. That's a heel. Perfect, perfect, perfect.
As Echo continues to show progress, Brandon segues into more advanced training. First, because Echo's handler Tyler is a double amputee, he'll occasionally need help picking items up off the floor. That means Echo will need a solid retrieve command.
He already has a natural ability to fetch toys, but I'm gonna have to slowly but surely transfer it to something he might not want to fetch. I do this through a process known as bridging.
Brandon starts by engaging Echo with his favorite toy.
And we pick it up. Good, that's a pick it up. And we give it here. Good, look at you, nice.
It's now time to start the bridging process. I take a pair of scissors and I cut the toy in half. And from there, I tape that toy to a training dumbbell. Now all I do is hold it up right next to him.
Same thing.
And say the word pick it up.
Oh yeah, that's a good boy. You pick it up. And we give it here. Good, that's a give it here. Good boy.
As the session goes on, all I do is simply cut more and more of the toy. The moment of truth came when I removed the toy altogether.
And we pick it up.
Lo and behold, he grabs it effortlessly. The bridge has now been crossed. That right there is progress.
Pick it up.
He's one step closer to becoming a physical assist service dog.
That's a pick it up. Good boy.
Today marks the midpoint of Echo's service dog training. In honor of the occasion, Brandon outfits him in Apollo's old training vest.
You look beautiful.
Over the last few weeks, Echo has been sharpening his common commands, practicing his retrieve, and taking his daily supplements. But today, he'll face his biggest challenge yet, learning to provide ground support for his eventual handler, Tyler.
Going up and down curbs and steps is any double amputee's nemesis. Instead of Tyler using a cane, Echo can become that cane. And we do it with a command known as the brace.
Because a dog's first instinct is to lie down when pressure is applied to its back, Brandon must first teach Echo the fundamentals of the brace.
I simply place a cinder block underneath him. Now, psychologically, he knows something's under there and he stands tall. So I simply say the word brace and I press a little bit of pressure on his shoulders and release right away.
Good. It's a brace. Good.
I do this over and over.
And we brace, brace, brace. Good.
Every time I say this word, I want him to understand he stiffens up his body. This is a command that Tyler is going to use time and again, every day. Failure is not an option in this command.
Over the next few weeks, Brandon continues to work on Echo's brace command. Because the dog will be joining Tyler in public places like restaurants, Brandon also trains him on the advanced down command.
Okay, good. All right, come on. Come on, come on.
He also acclimates Echo to the movements of a wheelchair.
Just like a heel. There you go, good.
Great progress is made on the retrieve command as well.
Good.
As Echo learns to pick up a number of household items that Tyler might need help reaching.
Nice. Pick it up.
Echo's retrieve is soon flawless.
Give it here. Good.
As is his brace command.
Good.
Brandon is now convinced that Echo is more than ready to shoulder the load of becoming a service dog.
I would definitely say you're ready, my friend. Come on. You got someone waiting for you.
Coming up, training is over. Now the real challenge begins.
You're gonna be having all these memories and flashbacks of how Apollo was.
I suggest you get over that right now.
Joint Health Supplements. 7 years ago, Brandon trained a Doberman named Apollo to assist a wounded veteran named Tyler Jeffries. After Apollo's passing, Brandon embarked on a new quest, transforming Tyler's new pup, Echo, into a bona fide service dog.
Typically, when somebody gets a dog from me, the dog has never met the family they're going to. In the case of Echo, he's about to be reunited with his family.
Look familiar?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he remembers everybody here.
It was an incredible feeling. Because Apollo used to do that, and it was just surprising that he did it too. So it was pretty cool right off the bat.
Usually I'd let the new handler bond with their dog, but he already knows who you are. So what do you say we get to work right now?
Let's do it.
So Tyler, listen, the first thing that's gonna go through your head is how Apollo worked, and you're gonna be making instant comparisons of the two of them right away. I suggest you get over that right now, all right?
Will do.
So go ahead and take the leash how you used to hold it, and just start taking the wheel. Go ahead.
Tyler knows I can be a very tough teacher. He knows what I expect out of him in order for this dog to become a service dog.
Echo, brace. Brace.
Remember, he's still learning you right now.
Brace. Brace. Good boy.
Tyler was in the Army. I know he's tough. So day after day, we worked on everything that I taught Echo.
Echo, pick it up. Bring it to me. Good boy. Echo, pick it up. Good boy. Bring it to me. Bring it to me. Bring it to me. Give it here. Good boy. Brace.
By week's end, they're ready to put their new partnership to the ultimate test. Stairs.
Brace.
With each step, Tyler cements his new bond with Echo and slowly makes peace with the past.
Brace.
When you see Echo walking up those steps with Tyler, it's amazing. It's an ending of a chapter and the beginning of a new one.
Brace.
Good boy.
I thought it was awesome we got to the top. Me and Echo were ready to do another 30 stairs.
You think you can handle it from here?
Yes, sir, I do.
Ella, open that up.
Not only has Echo earned his green graduation collar, but he's also earned the ultimate recognition.
What's that say?
Service dog.
Honestly, I will be forever in Brandon's debt for doing what he's done. It's helped fill a hole in my heart that it was left from Apollo.
It was all yours. Take care of him.
Every single day.
So long, Echo.
My hope for Tyler is that he learns to live by one of my favorite quotes. Don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened. Apollo might be gone, but you have to smile from all the memories he gave you. And now you have Echo by your side. Go make some new memories.
From hopeless to a home. That's my mission. One dog at a time.
Brandon McMillan has dedicated his life to rescuing shelter dogs and preparing them for forever homes. But through his charity, Argus Service Dog Foundation, some get called up for an even greater purpose: to serve their country.
For the past couple months, I've been looking for a dog to be trained for service for a wounded war veteran. The West Valley Shelter just contacted me, and they said they think they have the dog that fits the profile that I'm looking for.
Waiting at the shelter is Sandy, a purebred golden retriever.
Oh, he's pretty.
Very.
How old's he?
He's about 2 to 3, really great with kids and other dogs.
Can I go inside?
Sure.
Surrendered after the death of his owner, Sandy already has the manners and the pedigree. It doesn't take long for Brandon to recognize his potential.
I got big plans for you. Come on.
Back in Bethesda, Maryland, 23-year-old Tim Donley already knows a thing or two about service.
I joined the Marines to make a difference. I wanted to be one of the best.
While deployed in Afghanistan, a chance encounter shattered Tim's future.
I was hit by an IED, an improvised explosive device. The explosion severed both of my legs and tore off a large piece of my forearm and a small part of my elbow. Because of my amputations, I have prosthetic legs, and they're really hard to use. And when you go from being a very independent, strong, capable person to being completely helpless, it's hard to accept.
A service dog would offer Tim a sense of independence, and above all else, companionship.
A friend who's there all the time, and he's there to watch your back. It's got to be a great feeling, and I want to have that.
Like all aspiring Marines, Sandy's enlistment starts with a physical exam.
Hey, good morning, Brandon.
Morning, Dave.
How are you today?
Good, good. This is Sandy. He has an appointment with Dr. Nardi.
Okay. Sandy, buddy. Oh.
Hi.
Hi, Doc. How are you?
Good. Nice to see you.
You too.
Oh, my goodness. Look at Sandy.
If we're going off aesthetics, I'd say he's a perfect specimen.
Yeah, he's a handsome guy. Overall, he looks very good. He's a nice lean weight, especially for a golden, which is great. Good. Heart and lungs sound great. Let's take a look at his ears. Oh, you can see there's a lot of debris around the outside of the ear there.
Yeah.
I mean, there's even a little bit of an odor. I don't know that you want to just...
Yeah, I'll take your word for it.
Okay. So I'm just going to go ahead and take a peek with the ear cone, the otoscope, just to see what everything looks like down the ear. Yeah, he's got quite a bit of debris in this ear. Let's see this ear. Yeah, and even more. I'd have to say the right ear is definitely worse. So let me get a swab so I can show you what I'm talking about. Yeah, lots of gunk in there. We will run a test on these. We will look for yeast and bacteria.
Yeah.
From there, we'll do a deep ear cleaning. After we clean the ears, I'll peek down one more time with the cone just to make sure I can see the eardrum, make sure it's intact. That way we can get the appropriate medication that will treat the ear and that's safe for his eardrum.
Okay.
Okay?
Is he uncomfortable?
He doesn't seem to be. Of course, having all that gunk in your ear probably isn't pleasant.
Yeah.
But putting the cone down his ears, he didn't really react, which is a good thing.
How long will it take to clear up?
Typically, most infections take about a week to clear up.
Okay.
Medicating twice a day.
So he can hear fine, right?
Yeah, definitely. There's no excuses. He has to pay attention. He can hear fine. I would like to see Sandy back in 1 week.
Okay.
Because once they've had one ear infection, there's a good chance, especially with the breed, he's going to have more.
Okay.
So weekly ear cleanings are probably going to be necessary for him. So any other questions?
No, that's it.
Okay, great. Well, nice to see you again.
Thanks, Doc.
Having passed his medical evaluation, Sandy reports for duty and is issued his red training collar.
It means you and I have got a long road ahead of us.
At first call, Sandy reports to the classroom. But his evaluation takes a slightly different course than most dogs at the ranch.
Usually when I assess a dog, I assess their knowledge of the 7 common commands, which are sit, stay, down, come, off, heel, and no. But with Sandy, I'm assessing much more. I'm assessing physical attributes, mental attributes, psychological attributes.
Though Golden Retrievers have a reputation for being talented service dogs, there's no guarantee Sandy will meet the high standards.
He has to prove to me that he's right for the job. And next, I wanted to test him not only on his heel command, but I wanted to see where his pulling power lies. And he doesn't seem to want to pull too much, so we're off to a really good start on that.
Brandon also tests Sandy's retrieving skills.
It's no surprise he's very good at it. He wants to do it. It's in the name, the Golden Retriever. This is a natural instinct of the dog.
As the assessment draws to a close, there's no denying Sandy's the right man for the job.
Pass the test, come on.
Coming up,
go get it.
Basic training begins.
Much like the military, I only take the best of the best.
After months of scouting shelters for a potential service dog, Brandon has finally found a contender in Sandy, a purebred Golden Retriever.
Good, good.
But his approach to Sandy's training depends upon the needs of Tim Donley, a wounded war veteran who lost both legs in Afghanistan.
So far, Tim and I have been conversing through email, but today we're going to see each other face to face for the first time. To get a clear picture of exactly what Tim needs, I need to ask him very personal questions. How difficult is it to walk now?
It depends on the day, really. I do have days where I can get around mainly on my prosthetics. Other days, unfortunately, I have to take a rest day.
In a perfect world, what would you want a service dog assisting you with?
Picking stuff up, that's something I have real trouble with. If I'm up on my prosthetics and I drop something, leaning down to pick it up is nigh on impossible.
How difficult is it getting up and down steps?
Steps are kind of my arch nemesis. We do not get along well at all.
Tim, just so you know, today I have found a dog.
Fantastic. That sounds awesome.
I don't know if it's the right dog, but it looks like he fits the profile. I'm not gonna know if he's the dog until I start training him and testing him.
I hope he meets all of your expectations and all of your criteria. I'm looking forward to the opportunity to get to work with you.
Not every dog is meant to be a service dog. But after what I just heard, it's now my personal mission to make this happen for him. Failure is not an option.
Like all dogs at Lucky Dog Ranch, Sandy will receive a comprehensive education in the 7 common commands. But preparing for active duty will require advanced training.
Much like the military, I only take the best of the best. Boot camp starts today.
Sandy's first lesson, the retrieve.
What makes the Golden Retriever stand out from so many other retrievers is its soft grip. Sandy will be trained to pick up everyday objects for Tim. Sunglasses, remote controls, phones.
But teaching Sandy to fetch unfamiliar items will require a specialized technique called bridging. The process starts with Sandy's favorite toy, a tennis ball.
He's already on the tennis ball. He likes it. He likes retrieving it. Now I'm going to connect it to a wooden dumbbell.
Brandon cuts a strip from the tennis ball and tapes it to the dumbbell.
Sandy smells it. He likes it, but it's still very awkward looking.
Then, a moment of clarity.
Sandy opens his mouth and grabs that dumbbell. The bridge has now been formed.
Coming up,
brace.
Sandy braces for his next challenge.
It's time to take it to the next level.
Okay.
If you are 18 or older looking to adopt a dog in the LA area and want to be on the show, write to us at cbsluckydog@gmail.com. Tell us why, and you might be selected. For the last few weeks, Sandy, the service dog in training, has been honing his retrieval skills. Today, he tests his mettle.
Mettle is now a whole new ballgame. It's not comfortable for the dog's mouth. It's clanky on the teeth.
But making the transition to mettle is vital to the bridging process, opening up the door to more practical objects, like keys and cell phones.
I take a metal rod and I place it right in front of his mouth. I say the words, pick it up. And Sandy opens his mouth. Let it touch your teeth. It's okay, just let it touch your teeth. The second it hits his teeth, I see his mouth start shaking. Try it again. Just pick it up. Pick it up. I know, it's tricky. There you go. Good.
Brandon repeats the process over and over.
And then out of nowhere, Sandy did something that absolutely amazed me. I held the pipe up about 8 inches away from his mouth and I said, pick it up. And he lunged for it. There you go. Good.
Now acclimated to metal, there's no object Sandy can't handle.
Keys, sunglasses, any object that Tim might need Sandy to pick up.
Good boy. That's a good boy.
Having perfected Sandy's retrieve, Brandon shifts gears to ground support.
The brace command is for Tim to use. When he gets wobbly, he's feeling off balance. He simply says the word brace. Sandy will understand to stiffen his body up and become the cane whenever Tim needs it.
Because a dog's first instinct is to lie down when pressure is applied to its back, Brandon must first teach Sandy the fundamentals of the brace.
I hopped him up on the training platform, and I placed a wooden box in between all 4 legs. When I pushed on his back, he started going down, but he hit that box and he stood right back up.
Brace. Very good.
Eventually, I take that box and I slide it out. I simply say the word brace, push down, and lo and behold, his body is stiff now. Every time I repeat the command, I'm pushing a little more pressure. Eventually, he can actually hold my body up as I'm leaning on him.
Good boy.
It's time to take it to the next level.
Feet up. Brace.
Putting it to a practical use.
Brace. Good.
Using it when I walk up steps.
Brace.
Down steps.
Okay, good boy.
Using it anytime I truly need to brace myself. Over the next few weeks, we continue this brace training, curb after curb, step after step. He must be a perfected machine.
But after long days, it's equally important to unwind. And like all recruits, Sandy gets an hour of square away time.
When training a service dog, you always got to make sure you match that work with playtime. So I brought him down to the yard to play with some toys that our sponsor PetMate sent over to us.
A little energy burn, then it's lights out for this hard-working soldier. Coming up, basic is over. Now the real test begins.
One wrong move, and that would be a test failure.
Brace.
After 12 intensive weeks, Sandy's basic training is drawing to a close.
Good boy.
During his time at the ranch, he's received a top-notch education, built his strength and endurance, and learned the art of navigation.
Pivot the body. Pivot the body. Learn to navigate around it.
But most importantly, he's learned to support his battle buddy, Tim, with the retrieve and brace commands.
Brace.
Now, on the verge of graduation, he'll need to put that training to the test.
To become Tim's service dog, Sandy has to show me that he has a rock-solid understanding of the retrieve and the brace. One wrong move out of Sandy, and that could potentially injure Tim, and that would be a test failure.
In honor of today's test, Sandy earns his official uniform, a custom-made harness.
Now it's time for the test to begin.
Because physical simulation is vital to the testing process, Brandon must restrict his own mobility and balance.
When I put these rocks in my shoes, it takes all my edge away. Now I cannot rely on my muscle memory, my foot techniques to correct him.
Brace. Let's go. Easy.
I start walking Sandy on a slow pace.
And this way. Heel. Heel. Good. Good.
And out of nowhere, I say the word brace very quickly.
Brace. Brace.
Right there, he stiffens his body up
Brace.
and lets me lean on him.
Satisfied with Sandy's response, Brandon changes up the commands.
I drop my keys on the ground and instantly say,
Good.
Pick it up.
Good. Now give it here.
And right there, he picks him up,
Give it
hands
here.
him right to me. I go ahead and I drop my cell phone, and once again, I say, pick it up.
Oh, now bring it here. There you go. Good boy. There you go.
But the steepest challenge is yet to come.
I walk him out the gate, and we get right to the edge of the stairs. Not only is this one of the hardest aspects of the training, but it's also one of the most crucial. This is safety. So we took it one step at a time.
Okay, next. Good. And brace. Good boy. There we go. Come here.
Like a true service dog, Sandy assisted his handler, and like a fine soldier, he earned another stripe.
In this case, a green collar. Now, there's only one thing left to do.
Let's go meet your Marine. Come on.
Coming up,
I gotta tell you, this is an incredible feeling.
For me too.
"12 weeks ago, Sandy the purebred golden retriever was just another dog hoping for a forever home. Today, he embraces his new destiny, service dog. In anticipation of the moment, Tim and his Uncle Larry have made the trek to California. But Brandon still has reservations.
Over the past few months, I've brought Sandy around a lot of people, and he barely does so much as look at them because he's so dependent on me. How am I gonna make Sandy understand that Tim is his new handler?
Tim?
Hey, Brandon.
Meet Sandy.
Hey.
Hi there, sweetie.
How's it going, boy? Aren't you a good-looking dog?
Hey, boy. Yeah.
When I sat him down next to Tim, it really blew my mind. He literally walked right away from me and up to Tim as if he knew exactly who he was.
He's usually not like this. Usually he does not leave my side.
What I was witnessing right here was one of the most special bonding moments I think I've ever seen in my life.
This is exactly what I wanted to see right here.
I gotta tell you, this is an incredible feeling.
For me too.
I've been looking forward to this for so long.
All right, guys, I'll tell you what. I'm gonna get out of here and let you get some sleep. Tim, we have a long day tomorrow.
The next morning, Tim and Sandy put their new partnership to the test.
I want you to say the word brace and hop yourself up on this curb.
All right.
It's an exhaustive challenge, but like all good Marines, Tim isn't satisfied until the job is done.
Good boy.
Is that enough for today?
Let's do it one more time.
All right.
All right.
One more time. Brace.
Good.
Good
There
boy.
you go. There you go.
Good job,
Good
Sandy.
job.
That's a
Good
brace.
boy, brace.
I'm just getting a bit of a glimpse of what might be possible for me with him in my life. And it's just a really great feeling. Heel.
Under Brandon's guidance,
Pick it up.
Tim and Sandy solidify their bond.
Good boy. Give it here. Pick it up. Give it here. Good boy.
And by the end of the week,
brace.
They're ready to achieve new heights.
Good boy.
We're just gonna go up 2 steps. When he hits the 2nd step, we're gonna go back down.
But Marines never back down.
He did a 4th step. And then we hit the 5th step. And I said, Tim, it's okay, we can go back down. And he looks at me and says no.
Once we'd made it, 5 or 6 steps, I knew that I had to finish it.
Through it all, Sandy stands by his fellow Marine.
Next thing I knew, we were at the top. Good boy. Brace. Brace.
Good.
Good boy.
Brace it, Tim.
We made it, buddy.
Good job, buddy.
We made it. Good job, buddy.
Good job.
He went up 30 steps. That's 3 stories. It was really very emotional.
I've only known Sandy a short time, and he's already given me more than I ever thought I'd have again.
So what do you think, Tim?
Brandon, I think you've given me something that is going to change my life.
Well, I do have one more gift for you. Now, instead of looking at the world through bars, Sandy's assisting a war hero who received a Purple Heart for his bravery.
The future is looking pretty bright. We can go anywhere, we can do anything we want, and that's a freedom that most people with all 4 limbs don't have.
Thank you, Brandon.
Thank you, Brandon, for everything.
Goodbyes are always inevitable, but it's easier to walk away knowing that the mission has been accomplished.
Saying goodbye to Sandy was one of the hardest things I've ever done. But I gave a shelter dog a second chance at life, who in turn is giving a wounded veteran a part of his life back that he lost.
From hopeless to a home. That's my mission. One dog at a time.